Morning everybody, welcome to another round of Coffee and Questions. What's today's topic? We'll talk about Harbor Freight's hose clamps. I'll change the picture, let's just get right to it. Let's have a discussion about the pros and the cons, whether or not you should consider buying them, and what do I use them for, or the people in the group. We all get together, like I said, review tools, look for bargains, stuff like that. If I think it's going to make a good video, I bring it to you folks. Okay, let's start off with the pictures. I'll be right with you. So let me show you what they have to offer, and then we'll get into the details of the criticisms. Starting off, you have the 20-piece large hose clamp assortment set by Storehouse. Okay, and then we go to the 30-piece, and this one's made by Laguna hose clamp assortment set. Now remember, this one's Laguna, the other one was Storehouse, because I'm going to show you another one here in a sec. But let me show you the Laguna box that these come in. Alright, so they come in this clear plastic box. This is the 30-piece, like I said, so we'll move on. Let me show you the next one. Okay, and so then here's the 40-piece set, and you can see they all run right around the same price. I'll show you how this 40-piece comes. Okay, so this is how the set comes on the far right over here in this box with, you know, the red labeling. And the sizes are right next to me here. They're zinc-plated, rust-resistant corrosion, worm gear drive. Includes free multi-bin storage case, which is, like I said, over here on the right. Okay, so actually the major complaints is it strips out easily, they're flimsy, and they're hard to begin to screw. So let's go out to the shop. I'm going to show you how to fix the one problem, then we'll come right back. Alright folks, so the one thing about these clamps, it's a big complaint and a negative that people keep making a remark about. And I agree with you, is if you put a screwdriver here, these things are, some of them, not all of them, are real difficult to turn. Now, everybody around their shop has got some oil or something. I don't care if it's PB Blast or WD-40 or whatever. But this is a quick fix, and I didn't really think that it was that big of a deal. I tried this on several clamps that were very stiff to tighten. I've got some 3-in-1 oil, that's all this is right here. I was going to use Rawlings glove oil. But I'll put some of this on. All right, much better. Real easy now. That's a quick fix to me. You know what? The other thing that I've done, you put a smear of Johnson's paste wax on the front of this where it's going to come forward, and that will really loosen it up, but the oil works equally as good. So I would tell you use one or the other. It isn't that big of a deal to fix. I mean, for somebody to give it like a 1-star and a 2-star rating over that, I mean, you just need to think a little bit. I mean, that's my only response. I mean, it isn't that big of a deal. Alright, back inside. Okay, so the way that I take this, now I use these in my home shop. I did one on O-rings. You can go back and look at that. And, you know, this is similar in a way. I mean, these are good DIY hose clamps for light duty kind of work in and around your shop. Now, if you're going to have something where you have to put a good amount of torque and pressure, you know, down on that worm drive screw, these aren't the clamps for you. And I'll give you some recommendations here towards the end of clamps that I've used that can withstand, you know, that high torque and pressure. Okay, but we're going to focus in on the Storehouse and the Laguna brand right now. And these are not meant for you to wrench down like that. So you don't want to buy them if that's what you're looking to do. But I've used them on air hoses. I've used them on some fluid lines out in the shop where I don't have to put, you know, that enormous amount of pressure behind, you know, tightening them down, and they've worked perfectly fine. So it depends on the application. I think people buy these expecting them, I mean, that higher quality, and they would be not as flimsy. They're supposed to be a lot more durable and withstand a lot more torque, and they have these expectations. Now, you can look at the kit out at the store, and when I was out at Harbor Freight, they had one that was even open where you could look at them. And I knew what I was buying before I bought them, but for the price, you're not going to beat it for just general DIY, light duty kind of work, okay? And, don't hold the bar up so high. Okay, question. What do I think of the Laguna, the 30-piece set? It says it's for automotive hose clamps. I don't know. Somebody can drop the comment below. When I bought those, I didn't use them, for that reason. I use them, like I said, for a lot of hose clamping and things like in through the shop, dust backs. Lots of equipment and whatever, because they have a wide assortment. If you buy, several of these kits, or at least I have the 2 of them out there. One of them I showed you in the picture, but the thing is they serve a purpose. They work for me for those. Now, if I need something much stronger, more durable, I can go down to the hardware store and just buy one. They sell them in boxes down there where you can buy things individually, where I don't have to spend a bunch of money, buy a great big huge kit. So my theory behind this is I knew that they're not going to be able to be used for everything, but if I use that 20% coupon and I pick up one of these sets, whether it's the 20, 30, or 40 piece, and I'm only paying like $4.80 or whatever, this is a great value for me because you have all these varying sizes. So, I have a mixture of them, and if I start to run low on one or the other, I can always pick up additional ones separately. But they're good to have around because I keep them along with those sets of O-rings, and I can go grab them, I can fix something, and I can keep moving without going, gee, I wish I had a hose clamp that was just a little bit bigger. They'll bridge that gap for the time being, and if you want something that's that much more powerful or can withstand that much more pressure, you can always go buy it later on. But these, I've used them, I've been using them for years. You can tell by the box when I did the little demo for you, and I haven't had a problem with them. It's just that I know what to expect out of them and what not to expect out of them. Okay, so the other question becomes, okay, so if I'm not using these, is there another set that I recommend? Yes, I do. It's Lockman, and I'm going to put up a picture right now, and I'll explain to you why I use these for a different purpose. Okay, so this is the advertisement, straight off Amazon. I will leave the link below in the description for you to click on. This is another medium-priced set, okay? It's $14.89, and it ships Prime, and you get 60 pieces. Now, these are a little bit thicker in terms of quality. They're also stronger in terms of the amount of torque and pressure you can put down on them. I've used these on a lot of those trailer flips that I do, and I used them on the inside of one of the cars I have for the radiator hose. And so these are a little bit stronger, better set, but there's nothing wrong with the Harbor Freight ones, and I use those, like I said, for in the garage, light duty kinds of clamping. These I use when it's a little bit more critical on what I'm going to be using them for. Now, the friend of mine that's a mechanic, he has the Kohler set. Let me show you a picture of that. We'll come back to this. Okay, so these are the ones that a friend of mine who's a mechanic buys, and he has in his shop because he said they're superior, high quality hose clamps. And this is what he uses, but he's in the business of repairing automobiles and working on stuff like that. Now, these are quite a bit more expensive at $65. Now, to me, I don't need that as a DIYer or, just the handyman kind of stuff. I can get by with the Harbor Freight ones or the other ones that I just showed you. And so those are the ones that I use and the reasons why. I'm sure there are other sets out there that are equally as good. You can drop in the comment below if you know a better website or you come across a better deal on them. But let's go back and let me tell you about the others. But you get what you pay for, I guess, in a lot of this stuff. Okay, so we're back to the Lockman. Okay, so the two sets that I use, like I said, are the Harbor Freight ones. And I use these from Lockman and different applications. Each time I use them, but both of them are handy. The ones from Harbor Freight save money. And I've already showed you how to fix one of the quirky problems. The other one about over tightening, you're going to have to buy a higher quality clamp and spend the money, whether you go down and buy them individually or you buy them in packages or whatever. There's not much of a way around it, but the Harbor Freight packets serve a good purpose for me. And so with the Lockman, what else have we used them for? Let me show you a picture of what you can use them for under an automobile hood. Okay, before anybody gets excited, no, this isn't my photograph. I took it off of the advertisement. I thought it was a pretty cool picture to show you the applications of how somebody has used these under the hood of their automobile. So let me see if I can find a close-up picture of these particular clamps. Then we'll go into, we'll go into a conclusion on this. Okay, so I blew this one up probably more than I should have, or the best that I could, but you can see the worm drive mechanism here, and you can see these are a little bit thicker in terms of, the material themselves, and you can put, like I said, more pressure, down on them when you're tightening. So it's another reason why I have multiple sets. Okay, so what about the 18-piece rubber insulated clamps? Now, I do have a set of these. I don't have a lot of experience with them. I used them on the underneath side of like some of these trailer flips to run conduit through so it doesn't rattle or anything like that, because it seemed to work out fine. You self-tapping, large screw and just zapped them in and then ran the conduit through it, and they seemed to work out perfectly fine. Other people put them in their garage, like overhead, and they run like an extension cord through them to drape down. That's a good idea. I mean, you could do that too, I suppose. There are a lot of other uses for them. But like I said, I don't have a lot of experience with these, but I'll show you the other picture of what comes in the set. Okay, so I threw up the photo here to my right, and when you open it up, this is what's in there. Like I said, not a lot of experience with these, so if somebody does, drop in the comment below. Let me know what you're using them for and how you're using them. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll wrap this up. So the two greatest criticisms are they strip that drive screw when they go to tighten them with the Harbor Freight ones, and they feel that they're flimsy and they're hard to turn. Well, I told you how to solve the hard to turn problem, whether it's Johnson's paste wax or a drop of oil. It's worked every time for me on these clamps. The other two you're not going to be able to fix. You need a higher quality clamp. In that case, I would look to Lockman, or you can go to Kohler, or you can go to one of the higher brand ones. I mean, that's up to you. I don't know what your application is. I own both. One saves me money for light duty kind of stuff. That's my point. And I think if you know that ahead of time before you go out to buy these things, you're not going to be in for any surprises. So, I mean, ahead of time, you can make a decision on what it is that you want to buy. I'm the Home Handyman. I hope you click subscribe. If you have a different use for these, drop it in the comment below. If you have a different source, drop it in the comment below. I don't own all these brands, so I can't tell you about all of them. I can tell you about these two because they're the ones that I use. I hope you click subscribe and keep following me. Thank you. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.